So the elbows in Wing Chun are quite effective for self-defense. Keep watching to see how effective they are. How you can use elbows is for barring. Lancao is generally how it's referred to. So you protect or you preserve your space. So if your space is compromised, you actually cover and you protect by using the elbow. And this is a classic example. If my hand's forward and Mike steps in, I bar him. So it could be any type of action where this shape is compromised and the person sneaks past my first barrier. I use my second barrier, which would be my elbow, and in that sense, I'm using an elbow as a barrier, as a bar. Commonly, elbows can be used in quite a few different ways. Striking is the first way that springs to mind. So if someone punches, quite commonly, if they come around, you can intercept with an elbow, and if he throws this punch, you can intercept with an elbow. So the elbow is actually the strike to the face, to the cheekbone. Another way of thinking about using elbows to make it quite effective is that if you have contact with the arm, that you're striking into the bicep and hitting off. But I generally prefer to think of using an elbow in a much more tactical way. For example, if I punch someone, I elbow. So if I'm striking, I elbow, and from this position, if I'm striking, I'm elbowing, and I'm elbowing again, because what I'm doing is I'm closing the range and I'm giving myself a better way of actually applying the elbow. So to strike with the elbow, the best thing to do is to actually set it up with a punch and change the arm and the rotation. So elbow strikes are also effective for trapping. If you think about the typical style of Wing Chun, when we move in and we feed and then we move, the elbow allows you to take this idea of finding the center line and go to a stage further where we can stop to trap and hit. But the good thing is that if I was to grab an elbow, his instinct is to get his hands up and defend himself. So as he does that, that gives me an idea to trap and control. So it leads to traps because it's such a big gross motor movement that as I feed from here, it allows me to go in and capitalise on that. Trapping is effective, but a common way you'll often see in Wing Chun is that you feed the arm, and as you feed the arm, you fold here. So I'll do it so on camera side so you can see. So I feed the arm and you fold the elbow this way and you hit. And this works quite well because what it allows you to do, one, is to trap, dominate and press the arms down. So the three main ideas of striking, barring and trapping can be put together to make it quite a complex system of using elbows. Quite a sophisticated system for fighting. And what I mean by that is, when I'm actually trying to find my range, this is actually quite long, but I can actually, if my center line's compromised, in other words, a person gets past the first barrier, I can start to switch to elbows and then recover back to a long range. So we now have this idea where we're barring, trapping, going back to long range and finding here, opening, grabbing and striking, and then trapping and elbowing, and putting it all together in quite a coherent way, in which case you're learning, one, to get in, strike, hit, elbow. Can you block that for me? Go one, and then putting it all together where you're slowly wearing the guy down, and where you're wearing him down, what you're doing is you're slowly getting him to cross his arms. That's quite effective because you're taking the fight to the person that's attacking you. In a self-defense situation, you want to take it to them. If they're compromising your space, you switch to short weapons, but then you expand back to long weapons to regain your ground. And in doing so, that will allow you to fight through, take the normal center line route of fighting through the center. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe to our channel. If you've got any questions, you've got any points, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I'm Mark Phillips from the London Wing Chun Academy.